Welcome to AniPeeps's, the show where we talk about all things anime related. I'm one of your co-hosts, Boom, and along with me, as always, we got Mighty Mo and Boggs Benny, and today we'll be talking about spring 2023. How you guys doing, fellas?
I'm doing good. Good season of anime, and the next one's looking to be just as good. So, yeah, as a weeb, it's been a good year.
Yes, sir. We've been eating good for a minute, so talk about all the stuff we got to enjoy this past season.
Yeah, I mean, this last season, for me personally, I know we're gonna talk about it. I didn't expect that much, but low-key banger of a season, man.
Yeah, no, it. I mean, obviously, there's like a couple that everyone was anticipating and stuff like that, but it's like one of those shows that you weren't expecting to,
Mm-hmm.
like
Pop
not do
off.
well, but like be so good. Ended up being like really good shows.
And if I'm not mistaken, this is the first season of 2023, right? Or is it?
hmm
Right? It is, right? Gotcha. Yeah, I'm excited to see what you
Or
boys
I
said
guess
too.
there's winter. Yeah, I guess it's winter. It's kind of weird.
Yeah, winter
Um,
crosses over, right? Yeah,
yeah.
the first full 2023 season, I guess.
But yeah, so I guess today we'll be mentioning three of our favorite shows we watch, three
Mm.
each from each of us. We'll be talking a little bit about some of our favorite shows we watch. So there will be some spoilers. Feel free to just skip to, the shows you watched when we discuss it. But yeah. Um, quick picture of the day
Little
here
meme of the day.
as we
It's
finish
only
off spring
fitting.
2023. We we drop Oshinoko, we drop I and find our new toy, which is looking to be I don't know who the new toy is for this season.
I'm guessing it's
Let's
Gojo,
let's say
right?
let's say let's say Chizuru from Rent a Girlfriend.
Oh, okay. Oh, I see. I see.
But yeah, I guess any of you guys want to start?
Do we want to do the first one, or do you want to save that
We
for
could
the
do
very
that
end?
at the end.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
we'll just do it at the end.
I guess I can go first if you guys don't mind.
All right,
Do the
let's
first.
do it.
'Cause I feel like yeah. Ooh, I'm excited to show you guys some phenomenal shows. I feel like the shows I picked maybe Boggs. I don't think Mo. You might have not watched any of it too, so highly recommend, dude. 100%.
Yeah,
All
yeah,
right.
I'm definitely excited to see y'all's list. I
Mm-hmm.
know you guys
Whoa.
go a little deeper
Oops.
than I did.
Whoa.
My bad. My bad.
What that was?
Oh man.
Little
No.
Easter egg.
But yeah, I think you guys delved a little further down the list. I think I stuck with a little bit more of the more popular ones
Mm-hmm.
airing this season just because of the lack of time I had, but definitely going to be looking forward to some recommendations from you guys for this season.
Yes, sir. I guess the first show I picked, top three, ranking number three is Insomniacs After School. And I know when it was first airing, I don't know, Boggs, if you watch it, but I know I told you to watch it because I felt like you
Yeah.
could super relate to this show, my man. 'Cause I know you got sleep problems. But,
Oh man. Yeah, definitely do need to check it out. Add it to the ever-growing list of plan to watch shows.
yeah, this was just like a feel good show. It's I would say slice of life with romance, obviously, right? I don't want to spoil it too much because both of you guys haven't seen it, but essentially these two people right here, as you've seen in the GIF, um, they don't sleep at all, so that's how they first connect. But as
hmm
they keep going, they start a club together in the school, and they start to fall more and more in love with each other. And then, of course, the season finale. I don't want to say what happens, but it's pretty epic. And I know I mentioned the club, but I guess the club they're in is like they take pictures. It's about what? How do you say it? Is it called astronomy? Like
Astrology.
Astrology.
astrology, like stars and stuff like that. So
hmm
it only makes sense because they don't sleep during the night, right?
Yeah.
So it's just something they can connect with, and then you just see the bond they build up throughout the show, and it's just like it's such a feel good
Seem
show for me.
yeah, it seems like one of those romance shows that are like pretty quiet and tranquil.
Mhm.
Just because
And
it's like night under the stars kind of
yeah, and
setting.
I feel like before the season, like I didn't even watch a trailer for it. I just happened to scroll by it, and I was like, "Oh, let's give this a watch." And then, bam, end of the season. I finished everything, but I just felt like it flew under the radar for most people. But it was,
Yeah, I know people who watch it like it.
mm-hmm,
But yeah, it definitely wasn't one of those
like the
shows.
main
I
hype.
think initially it was kind of hype, but like, with all the other currently or airing shows at that time, it definitely like fell into the shadow of some of them.
Yeah, and I feel like there's a lot of romance in this season too. So that was tough for this show in terms of a lot of people watching it because there's so many other good romance too. But yeah,
Yeah.
Insomniacs After School, highly suggest it. Easy watch too. You can just play it
Yeah.
and like it's just good vibes. You don't have to think too hard or anything like that.
Nice, nice.
But yeah,
I guess I'll go next if you don't mind, Mighty.
Yeah, go for it.
dun dun
So,
dun. I love this show.
um, my third, for my third place, it's Yamada-kun.
Come on.
Yeah, so not too sure in the English title, but
I think
Yamada-kun
it's
to
I think
Bebere
it's
Kyukyu no. Yeah.
I think it's level 99 Yamada-kun love
Yeah, like
interest
my
or
love
something like that.
story.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just think of it as Yamada-kun 999.
Mhm.
But yeah, I know Boom, you watch this too.
Yes,
So
sir.
I mean, this is just like a cute romance show. For those who haven't seen this show, the premise is you got Yamada-kun, who's the male protagonist you see on screen, and he's like a pretty much like a pro gamer, and he's uh obviously like a good-looking guy. A lot of girls are, like easily attracted to him, but he doesn't really have much interest in like romance. Not in the sense of like, he's like an otaku and only likes 3D, but like he's just kind of dense in some aspects, and kind of uh kind of can be cold to like some of the girls just because of his personality.
It's hard for him
But
to
yeah,
show like emotions, right?
yeah, especially when it comes to like romance and stuff. But like in the first episode, like he runs into Akane, which is our female protagonist here, and like she's going through a breakup, and she got into gaming, playing this game, MMO gaming, called FOS, from her ex, and she goes to like one of the gaming conventions and randomly runs into Yamada. Uh, Without like knowing really who he is. He's kind of like a micro celebrity in the gaming world. But yeah, so like you could just see here, she kind of pretends to her ex-boyfriend and her or his new girlfriend that like she's together with Yamada-kun, and that kind of like is how they meet. A lot of things happen, but yeah, just a standard romance anime. This one really reminds me of Wotakoi, which is one I like a lot. So yeah, this is one I enjoyed watching a lot.
It's an absolute banger of a show, my man. I'm kind of shocked it's only listed as 3, man. Absolute
Yeah,
banger.
yeah, and I just like some of the other shows I'll talk about next, a little bit better, but like nothing like, I really like this show a lot. I kind of liked a lot the simplicity of like kind of the art.
I really like the all the characters in the show too.
Yeah,
They're all very unique, and then even her, like she's not like a typical, like I don't know how to say it, like a romance girl character, right? She's like very
yeah,
funny and super nice, and so is the dude too. But yeah,
yeah, and
Yamada-kun.
it was always just fun kind of watching them kind of I guess hang out in the game, and really cute seeing like some of their player avatars kind of interacting with each other. Um, but yeah, like a pretty simple and like feel good romance anime. And like I loved, like you said, all the characters pretty much in this show. Um, even the lolly sister, she was kind of annoying at first, but
Yeah,
she had her redemption arc.
I love her brother because like
Yeah,
it's like
yeah,
they bring gaming into like the anime, like where sometimes males will pretend to be female characters in games, and that was him. So I thought that was pretty funny.
Yeah, like minor spoilers, but like she Akane, the main character, um does like a in-person meetup with her game group. Um
Guild.
and yeah, the guild members, and she sees like someone that looks just like one of the avatars she interacts with all the time. So like, she just assumes that's her. But it turns out to be someone else. But yeah. Really good show. Really good
Highly
romance
recommend.
anime. Really hoping to see like a season 2 announcement. Um, Otherwise gonna have to pick up the manga. But yeah, that's Yamada-kun level 999.
Mo, did you watch this one or
I did not.
dude?
I definitely heard a lot from you guys talking
Please
about it,
watch it.
so I'm gonna have to throw this on my list. The plot seems a little interesting, especially like it's almost like a revenge plot that ends up turning into love for her.
Yeah,
So,
it's not really revenge though. Like
Mm.
that was just the hook in like episode 1.
It
And
mhm,
then,
introduces him, right?
yeah, it just kind of introduces her as like a, heartbroken woman who um actually like falls in love with like gaming too, which is something I had fun
mhm,
watching too. Like, she didn't really play game too much and then got into it and meets a lot of like new friends and like Yamada through that, and yeah,
mhm.
definitely would recommend.
Nice.
All right, so Mo, your third favorite anime of this season.
2023
Yeah,
spring anime. Dun
that
dun
All right,
dun.
went with
Otonari no Genga.
yeah, the Galaxy Next Door. Yeah, so this is I think the only romance I watched this season. But I liked it a lot. Base plot is the main male protagonist is a fresh out of high school manga artist, and he's been struggling a lot because he keeps kind of losing assistants to who end up debuting from under him, and so he gets a new assistant who happens to be a princess from a kind of isolated land nearby where they live or where he lives, and she becomes his new assistant. And it starts off as just kind of a wholesome experience in the fact that like she's really into his manga, like that's all she had to read while she was there. She really knew his style and ended up kind of being the perfect assistant for him. And obviously she was attractive. He was kind of like, oh, into her, and then he touches her spike, and then from there the romance really carries on. What I really liked about this show was even though they were both kind of fairly inexperienced in terms of like relationships, it still felt like it moved along pretty quickly.
Hmm.
And yeah, I like their dynamic a lot. I liked her character. This was one of my favorite scenes just from the beginning that kind of got me hooked and sold on her characters. They were
Yeah.
up till really late working on the manga, and she was fired up, literally saying, I can still keep going. So
Yeah,
yeah,
and it's that the supernatural aspect of it where he poked your thorn kind of like threw me off guard when I was watching this.
yeah, it
But yeah,
definitely almost turned me off, but I'm glad that was kind of like the beginning and the end of it, like
yeah,
that that idea that they're bonded because of the spike existed throughout the entire show, but uh, I like
uh,
that there wasn't really any supernatural elements beyond that.
yeah, and I'm glad I did like the kind of bigger picture of like are they is the relationship that they're building, is that because of like the supernatural forces due to the spike, or is it more genuine? And
Hmm.
I'm glad they addressed it by the end of the series. And yeah, this is like one of those like more pure romance one, like romance slice of life. um you see their relationship like gradually progress, but aside from like the moments with these two, and the main characters like siblings, there's not too much going on.
Hmm.
But I think that's what kind of made this anime good. It's just like a like purely wholesome show. And one thing I really liked about this series is like when, you know, Goshiki-san, which is the female character, and Kuga, which is a guy, like when they get like nervous around each other, how red their faces get, and you know they kind of get like flustered. Um,
Yeah.
eh,
And even too, like, I think the opposite sides of it too, where they were kind of unsure about each other, like the things that they were saying, they were kind of misinterpreting and stuff. Like they did a good job of making it feel very relatable in that way.
yeah,
Um,
and the
so
Christmas episode was really good, and just how the Christmas episode ended, just like really cute.
mhm, yeah.
And this, I'm sorry, guys. What is this one called again?
Galaxy Next Door.
Gotcha. One of the ones I didn't get to watch. It was on my plan to watch, but you recommend? I'm
I
guessing,
feel
right,
that.
Mo?
Yeah, most definitely.
Yes, sir.
Real cute one. Especially if you're not a huge romance guy. This I think this is a pretty easy watch for the most part. Like Bog said, it's a lot of slice of life. Um, so it's got a lot of really nice moments.
Nice, nice, nice.
All
Do you
right.
mean wrap around with me again, or do you guys should we switch up the order? It's up to y'all.
Yeah. You could just go with your second.
Yes, sir. Number 2 for spring 2023 is Skip to Loafer. I think all of us watched it, right? If I'm not mistaken.
I didn't see this one either.
I
Son
didn't
of
finish
a
it.
gun, both of y'all. Threw your boy
My list was
dirty.
filled,
Come on, fellas.
unfortunately.
You didn't finish it, really?
Yeah, I got like 5, maybe 6.
I mean, fellas, this one again, heartwarming show. There's a drama, school, so slice of life ish. Some aspects of romance, but it's not like it's always in the background, right? It's not like the main thing that's going on. But essentially, the girl you see here, forget her names, I'm really bad with names, but she comes from a country town in Japan, and she moves over to the big city to go to her school. I believe it's high school. So she's going there. So she's got an accent, right? Which I absolutely love. But she's coming to like new challenges and things like that, moving to the big city, and you just follow her throughout the year of her going through her first year in high school, which is really, really cool. She's so nice, and I don't know how to describe it. Boggs, I know when you were watching the first couple episodes, right? Where she's kind of like naive, right? Like
Yeah,
she thought everyone was gonna be nice back to her in some
she's
moments.
just like a really pure character.
And you just see her, and then of course you have the male character to the left. He's same as her. They're just both like heartwarming characters, man. I'm not doing the
Yeah.
show justice, but it's such a good watch.
Yeah, and honestly, like there's not like too much to talk about with this show too, you know.
Because there's not like a overarching like there's not like a big romance. Like of course these two are some romance ish, but like it's more just following her way through high school, basically, right?
Yeah,
And
and you know, making new friends and all that.
you see her grow as a character development, but
This show actually kind of like reminded me of like a normal like Japanese like TV show drama. Where you know it's like episodic, just kind of like the day in the life of high school. Um,
quick question for
but
you,
yeah,
right, Bongs? First episode, it's gonna be spoiler for first episode, but do you remember when she just started like having a speech in the first day of school?
yeah,
I
yeah,
got
yeah.
so confused.
Yeah, I know. Like she like threw up and everything.
Yeah, and then
Um,
she had a big speech
it was like
orientation.
that part happened so fast. I feel
Yeah,
like came out of nowhere.
I was like shook. I was like, what's going on?
Yeah, I know.
But I absolutely love
Uh,
her accent too, dude.
yeah.
A little Inaka
Uh,
accent.
I really like the blonde chick. Don't remember her name.
Oh, okay, yeah, like she's like the pretty girl, right? But she's like
Yeah,
really,
yeah,
really nice, opposed to mean, right?
yeah,
I did too. And you see her build I don't want to spoil it too much, but you see her build a romance connection with one of the other characters, which I really like too.
Ooh, I wasn't there yet, so maybe.
You should watch it, my
Man,
man.
you just sold
It's
me
it's
on
it's subtle. It's
finishing the
subtle. It's
series.
subtle though. None like, you know,
Yeah, yeah, it's
concrete. You know,
yeah, yeah, I get
it's
you.
just a theory, little conspiracy theory. But yeah.
All right, all right.
If you haven't watched, highly recommend. Skip to Loafer.
Right on. All right. So I guess I'll go with my number two, um, which will be the Konosuba spinoff with Megumin, um, an explosion on this wonderful world. Um, yeah. So obviously Konosuba, Megumin Union duo, never gets old. And they announced the Konosuba season three, pretty much I think shortly following uh the final episode, which was nice. Um, because honestly, watching this, I was kind of like, maybe I rewatch the Konosuba series. But yeah, quick premise. This is just a Megumin spinoff. This is before Megumin joins, the crew with like Kazuma, Aqua, and Darkness, and it starts off during her school days, in the Crimson Demon Village, where the Crimson Wizards are from, and pretty much in school, learning some things. They get into like uh, they just fall under like a bunch of funny situations because literally everybody in the village are like really dumb, in a funny way. Like Union is the only sane person there, and she's kind of treated um like she's crazy sometimes just because she's different from them. But yeah, like it was good seeing like Megumin kind of her backstory, how her friendship with Union started because that didn't get talked about too much in the parent Konosuba series. And yes, really funny, really really cute show. And what I really liked about it is towards the end of the series when Megumin and Union start their journey. Once they became like a fully fledged wizard, um, you get to see kind of the old cast of the Konosuba crew, almost like kind of like a cameo. Like you hear Aqua and Kazuma's voice. They did one of those things where you see their like hair, but you don't see their face. Like they're always facing away from the camera. Um, so yeah, it's just one of those moments where it's like, oh yeah, like finally like Megumin's gonna run into her crew slash teammates soon. So yeah, it was just like a really nice backstory and um always funny in Konosuba fashion. But yeah,
Nice.
a little bit of a long-winded explanation there. But yeah, if you're a Konosuba fan, definitely would recommend this series. Yeah, can't get enough of Yun and Megumin. So
I'm more of a
that's
Kill la Kill fan, so.
that's fair. That's fair. All right. So that's my second place spot, Konosuba, and off to Mo's second place
Right.
choice.
Now we getting into the
Um,
hype stuff, you know. So I've got Demon Slayer season
ooh.
3 for my top two here, and this was a really close one with my number one pick, but just being that it's a continuation, I figured I'd just put it second.
Hmm.
Maybe it's some bias prior, but I thought this season was fantastic. So this picks up after the entertainment arc and starts with Tanjiro going to the like hidden village where all of the blacksmiths live that make all the swords for the demon slayers, and he's going there to recover a little bit and get a new sword, and then the village ends up getting attacked, and luckily there's two Hashira that are within the village there to help take on some of the demons. But I know there was a lot of complaints with this season, that people saying that it was really slow. There's like almost too much explanation and lore, but that's really what I loved about this season. It really kind of framed the season well with everything that they were doing, and then the battles and the Hashiras in this one were top tier, man. Especially Mitsuri here.
The waifu.
She's freaking awesome, man. So dope.
I felt like this season was like action packed, dude. Right? Like, there's
Yeah,
so
like
like especially the ending. I wouldn't say it, but like I think a lot of people know. But like, it's crazy.
Yeah. Huge twist at the end that I didn't see coming at all. Mildly disappointed with how they handled it, but being shonen, it's no surprise. You know, you got a little plot armor.
Like I feel like this could have been easily like 24 episodes. Like it was so action packed. Like all the fight scenes and stuff like that. There was so much action throughout. Like from the get go, it was popping.
Yeah, because it's like maybe the first 2 episodes it's chill, and then by the third one, you know, the attack happens. So yeah, we get pretty much 8 episodes of the full battle, whereas a lot of the other seasons in Demon Slayer are a little shorter. Especially, I think the last one was only 8 episodes.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I felt like Demon Slayer fans got to eat good this season, man. Especially, I didn't really care for that first guy at first. I can't remember his name.
Hashira,
the first
right?
Hashira, the Miss Hashira.
I like him, but
towards the end, I was fucking with him, man. Tanjiro changed him, man. He's got that same hidden power, the Talk no Jutsu, man. He learned well from Naruto, so.
I low-key liked him before they did his backstory. Like, his character design, I really like, but when they did his backstory, I started to not like him as much. But, like you said,
really?
Yeah, at the end, I started to like him again.
He was too cold at first, because, you know, he was, like, a very, like, stoic person.
Yeah.
And, like, the moment you saw him change was when he was gonna just keep going to the village.
Yeah.
But then he stopped to save, I think his name is Kotaro, the little kid.
Yeah. From the fish-looking people, right? The little.
Yeah. He was getting chased in the forest by the fish gourd monster.
Dude, Mo, one of my favorite scenes for this season was, I don't know if you remember, I think it was a flashback of the snake Hashira giving her the socks. I really absolutely enjoyed that. I was like,
yeah,
so wholesome.
It's such wholesome ones. She was like, "Oh, what do I do? I ruined them." He's like, "Don't worry about it. I'll get you some new ones."
Because you think he would be like the most evil, right? Like the snake one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably, took after her a little bit. The little sister.
Really like her as a Hashira too.
Yeah, she's great.
OPC.
So this scene's badass.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean she's so unique in her fighting style. As you can see, her sword turns into like a whip, and as her character, like as a girl, she was ever since she was a baby, she was like ridiculously strong. She was just born with crazy genetics of having super strength. So she always had a feeling of like, I wasn't a woman enough, and was really trying to downplay herself. She even dyed her hair to be black, trying to get married, and then she met the like head of the Demon Slayers, the dude that always his eyes are like burnt or something.
The Neji lookalike.
Yeah. He meets her and tells her basically like, you're fine the way you are, be who you want to be, and then she's this awesome, bubbly, super strong character. So definitely.
Her backstory is so sad, man. When she got married, but then the husband said you're too manly, man.
Oh man, how you see those? There's 2 big reasons to know why she ain't manly, man.
Yeah, green and pink hair.
But yeah, Boggs, you need to check this season out, man, or season before.
Is the season before good?
It's pretty good.
Yeah, it's good.
I feel like you can never go wrong with Demon Slayer. You know it's gonna be solid.
Yeah.
And then just watch it for the animation alone, man. Look at this. Look at this GIF.
I do want to watch it.
It's better than most shows.
Know about some of the Hashiras a bit more.
Yeah. I think the next one's gonna be my boy, man, the blind guy.
Oh yeah, the rock dude.
Dude is always crying.
Yeah, he looks a little bit too OP.
Yeah, he does.
Did you read the manga?
No, I did not.
No, you didn't. Okay. So you don't know either then.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah.
Have you read
hoping
it, or?
for another. No, I haven't.
Oh, okay.
So I'm still hoping for a more action-centric Shinobu arc. I'm a little worried we might not get it, but
She had her arc, dog. that little ending of
no,
season
man.
one.
I'm saying, man, she had her arc with that whole like recovery thing. So I hope not. I hope she does get to show some action.
I feel like her
But
and the first Hashira we ever met. I know he's super popular. I forget his name. Like the first
yeah,
one
yeah,
they met
the
Tanjiro.
water Hashira.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Miyuki or
Hmm.
something. I think it starts with the M. But I feel like him and her might be in the same arc for some reason.
Yeah, I could see that. One of the later
Cause,
final arcs.
Cause they teamed up in the end of season one too, right? Well, I think right, maybe if I'm remembering correctly.
Yeah, yeah, I think so.
Mhm.
I remember that scene in the forest or
Yeah,
something.
yeah. There's quite a bit of stuff we learned about this season too. Even with like the I don't know his name, but the other um the guy that uses the gun.
Oh yeah, yeah, Genya, I think his name is.
Yeah, we learned about him and his brother who's a Hashira, so that's pretty cool.
Hmm.
So,
I honestly don't like his.
dude,
I mean, we talked about
makes
this a little
no
bit off
sense.
air as
Makes
well,
no
but
sense.
he's such a just a straight rip of Bakugou personality. It's the same voice actor. He just feels like a too one-dimensional of a character, just
Dude,
being one of those loud, angry guys.
his pistol makes no sense, man. Why?
No, man, he's got a American breathing style, Second Amendment.
Vox, please watch, man. It's really, really good.
Yeah, yeah. If I guess there's a complaint for the season, it's him.
True, true. It might be. It might be.
Yeah, I think that wraps it up for Demon Slayer.
Yeah, I feel like we can keep going on and on, so I think we should just wrap it.
Yeah, honestly.
And this is only your second place.
I know. It's right. It could have easily been first.
Pretty
Hearing how
close,
long
yeah.
we've been just going on about it. So
Yeah. All right. Speaking of which, I guess next will be all of our respective first place shows for this season.
Hmm.
Starting, I guess, with Boom.
Yes, sir.
Um,
Oh, dude. I think it's called The Daggers to My Heart, man. This one was
like
weird for
Danger.
me. Was it Danger?
I think so.
Oh yeah, sorry, Dangerous. I said Daggers. Come on. But this was weird for me because I started it like maybe 3 weeks before season ended, and I just binged all
Gotcha.
of it. And
That's nice. That's nice. You got to binge it.
it's I just love these shows, man. It's like Takagi, Nagatoro-san, like those type of shows, right? You can't go wrong with the big three: romance, comedy, and school, dude. Can't go
Yeah.
wrong.
This is one I really wanted to watch. Just didn't have the time for it.
So
Like you said, it kind of reminds. I just really like the female character design.
yeah, I mean,
It looks a little bit like Komi. At
yeah,
least the hair with like
hmm
Takagi kind of. Yeah,
and
but
like I might spoil a little bit. I know you guys haven't seen it, but I'll try not to. But at least for character design, she's like really really tall for a girl, right? And she's like a
mhm.
model, and he's pretty shy, short guy, right? And then I was about to stop watching it after 2 episodes because in the first 2 episodes, like you follow him and his whole thing is he's shy and doesn't speak to anybody, but he's a low key bloodthirsty like serial killer. Like he's a wannabe serial killer.
Oh, what the
so so I was like
the
so
freak.
confused because you see clips and stuff on IG and stuff like that where you see them like kind of like this gif right where they're like
Yeah,
flirting and
yeah.
stuff. So I was like, dude, I must have watched the wrong episode or something, right? Because it just follows him and he's like, because he's really into the serial killer books and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
it just shows him like what he would do when people mess with him and stuff like that. But then she's again like she's freakishly tall for her age and she loves snacks and stuff like that. So right where they are right now is like a library in a break room.
Hmm.
So he always in there just reading his books as usual. And she comes in one day to eat her snacks, and then more so they start bonding, and then they eventually start liking each other, and then you just follow that. And then after that, you get more of like Takagi-san, Nagatoro-san, and even Kaguya-san vibes. You know what I mean?
Yeah. This looks like Komi-san mixed with Lovely Complex.
Yeah, Komi-san was the vibes that I got. just looking at the main character.
Hmm.
Um, so I agree with that.
I
See
like
that?
like the teasing and stuff like that, and then his sister. When you meet her in the show, you're gonna absolutely love her too. She's just like hilarious, and
Nice.
it's just such a good vibe show. And again, you can't go wrong when you got romance, comedy, and slice of life school.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Always a
Trifecta.
good thing to just watch.
But just give it 3 episodes and then drop it if you're gonna drop it. Don't be thrown off by the first 2 episodes. But yeah,
Were they kind of too pushy with his gag or what?
it was weird, right? Because they were doing it right, so I was like, okay, it's gonna be a show about him wanting to kill people or something. And
Yeah.
then at the end of it, like they don't even like mention it. Like they sometimes like she comes over his house and like the book will be laying out, and she's like, "What is this?" But that's it. Like he doesn't have those urges anymore, or something like that. But I don't know if they're trying to say if you find love, you stop having weird
That's a
urges.
message. If you're having dangerous thoughts, go find a girlfriend and go touch grass.
it was it was such a weird way to do it, but the show was phenomenal either way. But yeah, highly recommend. My number one for spring 2023 for sure.
I
Nice.
was thinking about it, like watching it, was leaning
Hmm.
towards no, but if it's your number one for the season, I'll have
And
to prioritize it, man.
this is a good like this is like the type of show where like you can watch two and then just like not watch it for a while and then just come back to it too. Like
Yeah.
it's one of those shows where you can just put on, and then sometimes like for me I liked it because for me I binged it, right. It was like a beautiful show to binge 'cause I would not want to wait, especially if I was watching
Yeah.
it from week one, dude. For sure
Yeah.
drop,
Yeah.
for sure drop.
You lucked out.
But yeah, again.
Honestly, I thought Skip to Loafer was gonna be your number one, so it kind of caught me off guard.
So realistically, it was either this one, Skip the Loafer, or Level 99, right? But I know,
Yeah.
but I just put this one up there because for me, this was like for my personal, it was the most low key show that put it up there because again, it wasn't on my radar, and I just happened to watch it like 3 weeks left of the season, and then
Yeah.
absolutely loved it. So
Nice.
absolute banger. Watch it if you haven't. Highly recommend.
Oh yeah.
We'll add to the list.
Yes, sir.
Um. So I guess next is me for my favorite for this season. Which is Otaku Elf. Um, I also just love the ED for this show. That's where this GIF is from, and yeah, like I think they were sponsored by Red Bull. Like she orders,
Oh my
she
god.
like you see Red Bull a lot.
It's so
So
realistic too.
yeah, the ED's like 3D. It's so cute.
Is this
And
how
yeah,
the
like
art
the
is in the show? I'm sorry to
no,
interrupt,
no,
but oh, okay.
it's just the ED. Um,
It looks
but
like chibi.
they do have like chibi moments.
Got you.
Like some of the cute scenes they kind of become chibi. But yeah, like you know how in, like anime they kind of hide half of the brand or like like McDonald's stuff like that. But yeah, Red Bull straight up was always just like showing the brand. So yeah, I'm like pretty sure they're sponsored by Red Bull, which is pretty cool to see. Um, but yeah, so for those who haven't seen, this show is um just like a slice of life comedy show. I guess you could say it's like somewhat supernatural because you have an elf, but pretty much the show follows like a Japanese shrine. It's called the Takamimi Jinja, and that's where the elf that you see on the screen, Elda, she's kind of like I guess the god of the goddess of that shrine. And the other girl here you see, Koito, she's like the Miko, which is like the young girl who kind of takes care of the shrine and stuff like that. And she almost kind of like takes care of Elda, the elf here. And kind of like the thing about this show is, as the title would suggest, Elda, the elf, she's a big otaku. Like you could kind of see here, like she has all these like goodies. Her laptop, she has a bunch of stickers. She likes to like collect plastic pramodere, like the plastic models to build like
Mm.
the mechas. She loves gaming. And she's also like a hikikomori, so she hates leaving her room to like go out places. She's very shy around everybody but Koito. Uh, so she gets really shy pretty much elsewhere. But yeah, it's that's literally like the whole show. Pretty much just 12 episodes of these two just, uh their I guess their daily life. Like you get Koito getting mad at Elda because, she was slacking, or like she's eating snacks before dinner, and then once she gets mad, Elda like would offer Koito some, and she agrees and she eats, and then like the little sister comes, and like the little sister has her shit together, so like she ends up getting mad at both of them. And yeah, it was just really cute just seeing like I forget how old she was, but like a 600-year-old elf just being an otaku. And so yeah, the title for this is Otaku Elf in English, but in Japanese it's like Edomae Elf, which Edomae is just means before the Edo period. So what's really nice about this show is when they're kind of talking about stuff, like Elda would almost reminisce during those time and kind almost give like a history lesson, which was like pretty interesting. And yeah, so and there's also we run into like throughout the show we run into like two other elves and two other Mikos, and their dynamic between the elf and Miko, um which is like pretty similar. For the most part, the elf slash goddess are being kind of taken care of by their respective Mikos, and they're kind of like uh fuck ups wouldn't be the right word, but they just have no care of really what's going, or their shrine responsibilities, I guess. But yeah, so this is Otaku Elf. If you're looking for some like heartwarming slice of life, like a cute, funny show to watch, this I think this is a really good one.
Yeah, I'm not gonna even front, my man. Before you said anything, the GIF made me want to watch it, man. It's so cute.
Yeah, I'm glad I found this one. The ED is just so adorable.
That one pose reminds me of the other. I don't. I think she's
Uh,
otaku, like where she's
yeah, yeah,
Umaru
orange.
it's like
Showing.
Umaru. It looks like Umaru-chan.
The
How?
orange. She's like wearing an
Yeah,
orange beanie bag or something.
yeah, yeah. That pose, right, with the
Yeah,
laptop.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like Umaru-chan, but in terms of like them both being, like gamer otakus. Um, but yeah,
Seems very cute. Definitely added to the watch list.
get some history lessons. You get some like cute, heartwarming moments. When you get to see like Elda leave her shrine and kind of mingle with the community that loves her. So it's like heartwarming. And yeah, this one I think like really flew under everybody's radar. Like I haven't seen like many people talk about this, even like on social media and stuff like that, when they're you know they'll post like screenshots from whatever show's going. Like
Mm-hmm.
I'd never see Elda, which is like kind of weird to me. I guess like maybe people just didn't, maybe it was too far down on the list and they never saw it, or like I don't know, like, but Elda's like such a cool character design. She's really cute too. So I would have expected like, at least something. But yeah, it was just kind of sad seeing that the show didn't really get too much love, but I'm sure those who have watched it liked it a lot. Definitely would recommend this one's one that I think uh really like surprised most people in terms of like how good it was. Not to mention like the OP was an absolute banger. But yeah, that's my first pick for spring 2023 season.
Fair enough, my man. The Red Bull's too realistic, man.
Yeah, I know. Like one kind of to like one show. This will obviously be a spoiler for like one episode, but just to kind of talk about how Elda is like. She's just like browsing through her computer and she sees that some new chapter of a manga or new chapter, new volume came out, and she's like kind of upset that she didn't pre-order it. So she kind of thinks about whether she should buy it online, but then she's like, oh, but if I order it online, like I already have like the first volume, so like I want the physical version too. And then like she just loses control and she buys it, the net version, the digital format, and then she ends up buying the physical as well. But yeah,
That hits
really
home for
cute
you,
show.
right, my man?
And
Yeah,
can
it
relate.
does. Yeah, I definitely can relate. All right, so yeah, that's my pick. And then last but not least, we'll go with Mo's first pick of the season.
Mighty Mo.
And I think this might be one of those that's a pretty community agreed upon best of the seasons. I personally
Mhm.
like this one a lot. Actually, honestly, when you if you look at my score of it, probably wouldn't justify how much I actually do like it. But yeah, Hell's Paradise. So, I mean, I'm sure as most people know, they send a bunch of prisoners along with a what's the word? An
Shinigami.
executioner that's paired with each prisoner to an island and basically give them the proposition that if they can find the elixir on the island, then they'll be pardoned for their crimes. Otherwise, they die. But everyone who's ever gone to this island has never come back. The only things that have ever come back were people who got turned into flowers. So, I mean, it started off with a pretty good amount of mystery. I think it got kind of slow, kind of midway, as they were killing off characters and introducing the characters that were going to be mainstays.
Mhm.
But once they got into like the power system and a little bit more into the island, that shit got me hooked, man.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, like kind of the middle of this show, kind of reminded me of like Bokurano, where either like a prisoner or their, like the executioner, um, dies, and then they kind of go in their backstory, and then so like during when that was happening, I was like, I wonder if the rest of the season's just gonna be, one character dies each episode, and then like they'll die halfway through the episode and then the second half of the episode will be like their backstory, and then like you said, that's not what happened throughout this whole season, and then it's kind of a lot of the mysteries start to unravel, like you said, the power system, kind of like what is the elixir of life, and also those like super creepy monsters.
Hmm. Yeah.
Dude, I
I mean,
remember the
just the
first episode, man. I think we were all watching it, and we were so hyped for the second one to come out. But
Hmm.
like
mhm.
you guys were saying, the mid ones was a little bit too slow for me. But the ending was fire. Ending was
Yeah,
starting to get good. But the first two
really.
episodes, man, I think everyone was
The
getting hyped, man.
the animation's really good, man. I really love the colors, especially like on the island. It reminds me a little bit of like the vibes you get from Made in Abyss, of everything being familiar but also a little off, especially when it comes to all the monsters. Like the first thing they introduce, is like the bugs and shit, and they're like
So
massive
creepy.
bugs, crazy ass faces on them and shit like
Oh
that.
yeah, yeah.
Like, do you guys remember like spoiler, but like the samurai looking prisoner where he cut his arm off, his own arm
Yeah,
off?
yeah,
Like when he
yeah.
Hmm.
looked at the bug, and it was like a
Yeah, like the
little bug
face.
with a weird face.
Yeah, dude. It like a lot of the stuff were super creepy. Like even when we see the alive dead people that has like flowers growing out of them and they're
Oh
like
yeah.
smiling and stuff. It was just like that really like kind of made me like want to watch more to like see how everything is happening and like what the entire island is about.
Hmm.
I
Yeah,
was
and
super sad when some of the characters did die, though, man. Some of the characters I really liked. They just
There's only that one guy for me, the blind guy's pupil.
Yeah, dude,
He-
he went off on a powerful note though.
That
Yeah,
for me it
man.
was that one,
Yeah.
and you have the gif of him, her executioner, the ninja
Oh,
executioner
Oh
man.
yeah, the guy who liked to
Yeah.
draw.
Dude, he passed happy though, man. You can't be mad at that. He was with his shotty at the end, so can't
Yeah.
be mad.
Yeah,
Uh,
they did a really good job of kind of creating good dynamics between the prisoners and
Absolutely.
their executioners, especially primarily those two. Or not those two, but Gabimaru and Sagiri, and then the slime girl and that guy, like those two.
Girl.
Dude. And I like how there's still like a lot of mystery in the show too, even after the first season ended.
I really liked how they ended the first season, where we're questioning whether Gabimaru actually had a wife,
Dude, right?
or if he was like just brainwashed. Because not gonna lie, like I like Gabimaru's backstory, and you know
I like the wife's
uh,
character design too, like where she got a little
yeah,
scar on
yeah.
her face.
Yeah, like she has like a cute, like very good like wife material character. And yeah, I just like Gabimaru's backstory of, like, you know, his more than just like a hollow, or whatever they call him, Gabimaru the Hollow or something. Is like he's not a hollow guy, like he actually, you know, deep down has some of these things, but he was just trained to be kind of a cold, ruthless killer. And you know, like Sagiri, like she sees some of the good in him, like uh, even though Gabimaru did a bunch of terrible things in the past, she doesn't think he's a bad person. So I actually ship those two. Um, part of me is hoping that Gabimaru was just like brainwashed, so that uh, so that, you know, I could see them together. Which one did you guys like better, Sagiri or Yuzuriha, the Shinobu slime girl, slimy
I like
girl?
the Shinobu slime girl,
She's good too. I like Sagiri.
especially in slime mode, if you know what I mean.
Very slimy and oily.
Yeah, character design wise, I like the Shinobi girl,
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Noichi, but Sagiri's top tier, man.
Yeah, that's tough. It's tough.
She's up there in like Amelia territory for me, man. She's the
One's
good
our
one.
show, my man.
Yeah. Sorry.
Two things though, like I still have questions about. Remember I think it's the main character's village, the one bald guy with the sword through his head. I want to know
Yeah.
what he's
Oh, yeah,
about,
yeah.
dude, because he definitely has something for real.
Yeah,
He's the
he is.
village leader, right?
Yeah. He
He's
looks
the one that
OP
puts
as
the
hell.
spell.
Because
on
I'm pretty
people,
sure he
too.
did something to Gabimaru too, right? Because Gabimaru's
Yeah.
not normal. But yeah.
That's what they were saying, is like all the ninjas from that village are brainwashed to be
Yeah.
cold-blooded killers.
Gotcha. Because that
So that's
scene is weird where he has smiling swords in his head.
Yeah,
It's
like
epic
many.
though.
He looks huge and jacked.
Because I kind of interpreted the end of the season as like that might be the brain control switching back on
Mm-hmm.
for Gabimaru, but
I see.
Yeah,
I
dude.
see.
when he sprung up after waking up from his sleep, dude looked cold, man. Looked like a rabid
Yeah.
animal.
I don't
I also
know.
like the pink-haired little girl. Like she
Yeah,
was
she's cool.
aging. Yeah.
Mhm.
I also kind of like really liked how within 13 episodes they actually unraveled a lot of mystery with also like bringing in more questions. And you know, like I'm glad we actually got to know a little, like a lot about what the Tenzin-sama, or those like OP dudes
The godly
are.
creatures, right?
Yeah, like they explain them well. Now we kind of know how they get their power, some like the power system. So
Yeah.
gives me more reason to look forward to, you know, second season.
And this might be a little off topic, and you guys might hate this, but Gabimaru's like we don't know if she's real, but like his wife looks a lot like somebody from Tokyo Revengers, my man. That's why I like her so much.
I was wondering who she reminded me of.
She's like
she did
Doraken's
look
girlfriend,
familiar.
man. Mikey's
Yeah,
sister.
it does. It does, man. I was wondering, like,
Pay
she
homage to the
definitely did
greats,
look like
man.
someone. Yeah, this was a fun show. Sometimes like I don't know, it was like sometimes the lighting felt a little bit weird. But I think that kind of added to the mystery of it. It's like such a dangerous island, but it's like so beautiful and like always like super bright and stuff. But
Dude, for me, the whole time I was watching it, I was always in the back of my mind. I was like, "Yo, watch out for the bugs. They're coming, man. Watch out for those little bugs. They're gonna mess you
yeah,
up."
dude, they were scary. And then towards the end, you remember there was like the two different
Yeah, yeah,
bug.
yeah. The centipede
Uh,
guy and then the fly guy,
yeah,
right? Yeah.
yeah. One complaint I have about this show is some of the action sequences were kind of weak. In my opinion, like even that like 2v2 fight with like the centipede and the flying guy
Mm.
versus the guy who cut off his arm in Gabimare, uh it seemed a little bit weak, like the action part of it. But yeah, I think we are all hooked with this show, especially like in episode 2, I think, like, so many people died. Um,
I even
like
got
one,
hooked when they
oh,
fought
go
at
ahead.
the other island. To get on this island.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like that was so
Got to
cool
get like
too.
a good intro of like some of their powers. But yeah, like honestly, like that one sexy blonde lady who's like
Oh, like
I
a
think
snake
she like
almost.
seduces people. Yeah, like
Yeah,
I was really surprised like she died, especially with like how good her like like sometimes when someone's character design's like
yeah.
really good, you're like they're not gonna die.
And
Like
the red
it
hair guy with the
happened.
eye patch. Like what happened to him? Then
Yeah, yeah.
my boy
I feel
Baby
like he's
killed him
gonna I
easy.
feel like he's gonna come back as
The bad guy.
a flower bad guy, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, like it's a good mystery action type series. Glad you had it on your list. Got to talk quite a bit about it.
Oh yeah.
And then
We move
still
on
want
to
to talk
the
about two more
select.
shows because I know Boom wanted to talk about his actual first place,
No,
um,
no. This.
which is
Thank
this
you.
show.
This is absolute worst show this season, man. I was so high on this show for first two episodes, man. But it's absolute dog water, man. Dog water.
I don't know who to believe because I had you recommended it after like the first episode. You said
Yeah.
you gotta watch this, man. Then like 2 weeks later, you dropped it. My coworker at work was like, "Dude, you gotta check this out, man. This shit's hilarious." And
So
Did it just get
some of
old?
his
it's
takes I don't super trust. So
it's like funny, but imagine like the same common gags happen in every episode where he's like a worse version of Saitama, you know? Where
yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Is like the gag is definitely the same as One Punch
like
Man,
look at it.
but it
This part
works.
is hilarious. First episode, this is hilarious, and he eats shoe cream the whole time, so it's hilarious. But that's all he does, man.
Um,
But it was
because he's supposed to be like in a magic school,
yeah,
right?
yeah. But
Yeah,
like
so
the first two episodes was hilarious because like like in Harry Potter and stuff they ride the broomstick.
mm.
He obviously
Oh
can't do
yeah,
that, so he jumps super high with
he
his
throws it.
strength. Yeah. And then he's like flutter kicking, so he's staying in the air. Again, it's
Oh
funny, but
shit!
like the gags got old for me personally. But I see how some people would like it. But come on, mushroom
Gotcha.
cut too, man. Pisses me off.
He looks like the guy from Blue Lock.
Oh,
Usagi.
Usagi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he's too jacked, man. Look at him.
Dude,
Dude, the knuckle roll with those weights.
this could have been top contender if things went well, or what, Boom?
Dude, I was super high on it. I was like, dude, this is hilarious. But then it was like, same things.
Yeah, unfortunate.
This is the
All
drop
right,
of the
that's
season right here.
it's drop of this season, and and of course, last but not least, we
Wait, Boggs.
uh, yeah.
Before you do this, Mo, do you want to talk about Heavenly Delusion before, just as an honorable mention?
Oh yeah, let's do some honorable
Oh
mentions.
yeah, yeah.
'Cause I know me and you
I
watched that
estimate
show, and it was really
I
good.
have two, so I want to do My Home Hero first.
Hmm.
Um, I had a lot of mixed reviews about this one, just because I had it on my list originally, just because I thought Boggs might have had the Galaxy Next Door, but so that anime is basically this dad has a daughter that's dating a son that's kind of a delinquent, or not a son, but a guy that's a delinquent. Doesn't like her, and basically he beats her up. And he gets alone with the boyfriend, and in the first episode, he kills him.
Oh my
And
god.
it just goes of him trying to like. Basically, that guy was associated with the Yakuza. So now the Yakuza is getting involved, trying to figure out where'd he go, what happened to him, and I think the biggest highlight of the show is the fact that the mom is ultra ride or die, man. She does so many tasks. Like if it wasn't for her, that dude would have been caught and dead. But it was an interesting one for sure. Different plot. So if you like some of that mystery, oh, I guess one thing I'll add is the dad was a uh detective novel writer. So a lot of the stuff he does is kind of stuff that he's written about or has thought about uh from like the criminal side of what they would do to get away with murder. So you see a lot of interesting stuff from that of how they plot and trick people. So, but
Nice.
I gave it a 6. If you like some of that suspense drama stuff, I'd say give it a watch. It's definitely different from what I've seen. So, I think Boggs might be pulling up the GIF of it, but
Yeah, I was about to
it's
say
just
switch off that mashup
Yeah,
gift,
it was,
man.
yeah.
uh,
My
But yeah,
man.
while I pull it up, Mo, I know you had a second one.
oh yeah, and the second one is Heavenly Delusions. Boom was alluding to earlier. That one was a really close one. I wanted to put that one third, but the second or like the middle of it was really a miss for me.
Yeah, I agree.
It it got pretty repetitive after about the fourth or fifth episode. They go to a new town, they kill a Hiruko there, figure out that what they're looking for isn't there, and move on to the next place. Um, and then the stuff with the what did they call it? I think that place was referred to as heaven, but the nursery with all the kids that are being raised by robots and stuff.
Yeah. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
wait.
That part was really confusing.
Did you get the ending?
I got the ending, and then, like I figured it out after a certain point because they mentioned it a few times about like what they really are, but it was just like almost like why are these two stories don't relate? How are they gonna relate? So it took a long time for them to get to the point, and I was kind of like, this is kind of dumb.
Yeah, I don't want to say it on here because I just don't want to spoil it for some people. But I want to talk to you off air to to see if we're on the same page about what the connection is. You know,
Mhm.
because I feel like
Yeah.
I was even looking up online like what I thought was some people were thinking, but other people were like totally different. Like,
I gotcha.
yeah,
Yeah, so I mean, for Bog's sake, we'll keep it brief here, but I do really like the characters. The two main characters are really good. Especially Maru. I mean, Maru's a really funny character. Just one of those typical like, was an orphan, doesn't really know anything about the world, so innocent and naive. Uh, I like that about him a lot. And then the girl's a weird one because she's a boy.
Yeah,
Or
it's hard to ship him.
yeah, it's really hard to ship them. But I think it was the episode before you stopped, Boggs, but it's a pretty funny moment where they're stuck on top of a highway post that fell down. They're
Mm-hmm.
stuck on top of it because there's a monster, and she dropped the battery for the gun downstairs, and she's like, "Maru, go get it." And he's like, "Oh, I can't," and then she says, I'll let you touch my breasts, and before she even finishes the statement, he jumps down.
And he's smiling, right?
Yeah,
Say no
he's
more.
squeezing so hard.
It's
So
it's a Denji tactic from Chainsaw Man.
yeah, and
Low-key
even
same
character
hair.
design,
Yeah.
yeah, a little similar. But I mean, I think the characters themselves are definitely the high point of the show.
Yeah, and like that another thing kind of to that point, it's like the other characters, which I mean I get it, it's these two are the main, we're following their, travel and journey. But aside from these two, wasn't really sold on anyone. Even like the monsters, they didn't feel like, obviously they're like scary, but it didn't give me like that like scary feeling kind of watching it like Made in Abyss does.
They felt
Uh,
unimportant, right? I don't know about you guys, but
yeah,
I just felt like they were just there. They weren't a part of the
yeah,
story at all.
They definitely feel like a side character or like a side arc quest type of
yeah,
thing every time they fight one of those, because they're never. I mean, obviously the focus of the show is their travels,
Hmm.
but
hmm
like these monsters are just like, why are these monsters even here? In a way, like you might be able to do better if it was just more evil people throughout the
Yeah.
show. So
I guess you get an
yeah,
aspect of mystery when you first see the monsters, but it's like, again and again,
it's
man.
a nothing burger. Yeah,
this is one of those where I could just see. I think me and Boggs talked about this a little bit off air before regarding other stuff, but pacing in the manga is probably a lot better than in the anime. Just kind of, I guess, with how slow it is, I think you'd be able to just breeze through a lot of stuff that gets dragged out in the manga or in the anime.
yeah.
So this might be a better read than it is a watch.
No, I feel that. No, it's just, it's kind of like, it gives the Promised Neverland feel, but I feel like it misses at some points. Maybe,
Mm.
a lot of more things will be unraveled in the future that would kind of make things make more sense. But this is kind of like a I Am Hero kind of thing, I feel. Just like, two people's journey to kind of take back what they lost or whatever. But yeah. So that's Heavenly Delusion. Boom, did you have any honors you wanted to talk about?
Nah, because most of the shows that if I were going to mention it, you guys already mentioned it, like Level 99, Demon Slayer, Hell's Paradise, Heavenly Delusion. So I think I'm covered. Just really wanted to stress the Mashal point. So I'm happy with that.
Gotcha, gotcha. Dishonorable mention for
Yes.
Mashal.
Yes, sir.
Um,
Dedicate a whole episode to that. Coming soon.
You got any bugs?
um, Not really. I mean, I guess Kuma Bear. It's just like, same as season one. You just see Yuna, beat up bad people and monsters, and always wholesome moment with her and the girls. But yeah, I mean, it's just a fun weekly watch, but nothing special. And yeah, so that's the spring 2023 animes, but of course we would be remiss not to mention the best, which we save for last, is obviously Oshinoko.
What this is? Nah,
Collective
I'm just
number
kidding.
one
Just kidding. Just
for
kidding.
sure.
Yeah, absolutely an amazing series. Um, just the amount of work they put in, you could tell and you could feel like the passion for, the people working on this, all like the little details, uh, like the line in the hair. I really like how they did like the characters would have like kind of blue shadow kind of on their face, which I thought really kind of enhanced a lot of times where, you know, it's like some of the emotional parts. Um, but yeah, how'd you guys feel
All
about
the
this show?
characters, man, were so good. This show is absolutely
Yeah.
phenomenal. Especially because I know you were hyping it up, my man, before it started airing. It was well deserved. Bravo, my
Yeah,
man. Bravo to the show.
and
Sure.
opening amazing, ED amazing, and I know we talk about it a lot off air, but just loved how they finish every episode with like 5 seconds of the
Cliffhanger.
ED starting.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the cliffhanger, or just like an epic ending. Spoiler alert, but like when Aqua recommends putting Kana in the new Komachi, or like when he invites Memcho to join,
Mm-hmm.
and they're like facial expressions, and then like the ED starts playing for a little bit, and then the ED kind of visuals start
Yeah.
playing, but
My
that just
favorite
really makes a
was.
strong ending for each episode.
Yeah, that ED song is really good. Like it
It's
really
good.
solidifies every moment,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, it's just this is perfect, man. I really have no complaints whatsoever with this show. Um, I think they're doing a really good job of balancing the entire like light side of the idol stuff, and then kind of what Ruby or Aqua is trying to do in the background.
The
Um,
light side of Aqua.
yeah, yeah. Pharrell is the dude's a genius, man. Granted, he's a at this point 50-year-old man, the
A
brains, but
doctor. Or sorry, Boom, you're saying something?
Oh, like when you're talking about cliffhangers and stuff like that for the ending of the episode. My favorite
Mm-hmm.
was, again, I'm not the best with names, but it's the one Aqua did a TV show with, and like right
Yeah, Akane
before she
good man.
does like try
brought
to.
out the eye in her.
Yeah, like that was a one
Yeah.
was goosebumps, my man, goosebumps. It was crazy,
It was a kind of
insane.
viral one, where the dubbed of that was so bad.
Oh really?
Yeah. Uh,
Fuck.
But yeah, like you said, Boom, like those moments, it just makes obviously like the scene's great, but when the ED kind of music starts playing, and then like the beat drops, and then like the episode ends, it really just enhances the end of each episode. Um and honestly, like
And the idol
genius
songs are
move.
fire too, dude. The songs they
Yeah,
sing.
yeah. I was wondering how they were gonna do it. And I'm glad, like, even when they did the Kana's like karaoke song, like they actually did her whole like a whole song, um, when during her like uh
Talking about
uh
the green peppers,
fall
dog.
music days. That was so
That was
cute. That
cute,
was so
dog.
cute. But yeah, like honestly, I think just such a genius move to like make the first episode an um hour and a half or something. I could
Especially where it
see,
ends too, dude. It fits so
yeah,
perfectly.
like
Mm.
I could see people, if it was separated in three episodes, they'd watch it, get the wrong impression of the show, and drop it prematurely. Um, and just miss out on such a good series.
Yeah. And I feel like all the
Um,
characters, like you could just go back and forth of who's your favorite, man, which I really like.
Speaking
Yeah.
of, who's your guys' favorite?
Right now, mine is Ruby, man.
Yeah,
That's tough though.
mine's
It's tough. 'Cause I do like the other girl too with the YouTuber chick, the part of the group.
Mencho.
And
Yeah.
until
I'll just be odd.
They're also
Aqua's
good.
my favorite. Nobody's favorite, man.
yeah, for
With
me it's Akane,
Kinnikuman.
man. Like
Uh,
Boom said, that when she did her eye impersonation, man, she
ooh.
got me.
I
She
Yeah.
can't
got me.
wait to see what's next for her too. You know what I mean? Like I kind of want to read the
Yeah,
manga. Like, I just
I really do love the rivalry that's developing between her and Kana.
oh yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah. Especially that
I
when they met, right?
yeah, yeah, they're like throwing jabs at each other and shit. Yeah, so funny.
Yeah, I think.
Kana's a great character too, though.
Dude, they
Yeah,
all are.
Kana's my favorite, and like obviously like I ship her and Aqua the most, but I think Ruby's like really really up there. Especially because I like Ruby, pre quote unquote isekai, as Sarina, like the um
Okay, yeah,
patient.
yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like her backstory is just really good, and like Ruby's the character design's so good, but. Um, yeah, just based on where things are going, dude, season 3 is gonna be really, really good.
Not even season 2. You
I
calling
mean,
it
yeah,
season
like
3?
season 2 is gonna be good too, but like season 3 is gonna be
Mm-hmm.
really good. Yeah, so like
The,
season 2 already announced, which
yeah.
is nice.
Biggest
Um,
question is where did the where did the manager go? The dude. Whatever happened to that dude?
it it
Did they ever? I
Yeah.
think they mentioned it, right? But I don't know. I forget. Is he just at home or something?
Yeah, Yoshi.
I forgot that dude even existed. I only remember the wife.
Yeah. Honestly,
Dude, from the
yeah,
epic dances, dude. Like you see the babies and you see Aqua at the end, dude. It's so OP.
I know. I loved when actually before yeah, Miyako uh good mother character, good waifu. Um but yeah, the dancers are all great too. Like I loved in the first episode where Aqua and Ruby are like dancing as babies when they're watching the show.
That's the same dance he does at the end, right? Or that's what I thought,
It
anyways.
yeah, but like at least like the swinging,
Hmm.
uh the glow sticks. And yeah, I think that's probably my favorite scene in the show where at least so far in season 1 is where Aqua pulls up to the concert with the white glow stick.
There's
Uh
so many OP scenes. Like even when he's putting on like the weird, what is it, duck mask or penguin? What was
oh
it?
yeah.
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 When he takes it
Yeah.
off, and I think is it Kanna, the one who sees
Yeah,
it, right? Yeah,
Kana sees it, yeah.
yeah,
And even their like conversation on the balcony.
yeah.
Um
Because she was kind
Such
of
a, so
distant
good,
to him,
man.
right? Before that,
yeah.
because of the Rhino
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, she didn't know it was Aqua, and yeah, it was just so funny her saying like, I could really fall in love with this guy, blah blah blah, and then
Yeah.
she realizes it's not him, and and then you have the connotations of like, did he like he did this for me? She even confronts him about it,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
yeah, so she's just such a funny character, man. She's like cocky about it, like, oh, you did that for me, blah blah blah. Like
Yeah.
she got really happy about it, so.
Dude,
She's her mood swings are great.
I didn't
Yeah,
even
Kana
catch
best
on,
girl.
man. I didn't even catch on that he was the pimp
The
until like I think one of the girls said, "Oh, he's not that bigger in person." Then I started making.
yeah, and they're like
I was like, "Wait, what?"
like body structure wise, it
Yeah,
looks just like
I think the YouTuber chick said
Aqua.
that.
Yeah.
He looks much smaller.
Especially because he's always shirtless
Yeah, he's
too
so
in
yoked.
most of the scenes.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
so such a good show. Looking forward to more obviously.
yes sir.
See a lot of people saying like Washinoko versus Kaguya, but they're both amazing shows. Um, and yeah, I mean, I think we could go on for hours about this show, but just wanted to talk with you guys a little bit about it, just because
Hmm.
it's one of the show we all watched and loved. So um, I think we would all put it on our first place, which is why we kind of just saved it for the end.
Yeah,
Um, but yeah, that's the spring 2023,
that's
our
a
top
wrap.
four, I guess.
Woo, woo. Yeah.
Sure.
Any last words or anything like that before we close out?
Well, just
Um,
y'all have like tripled my watch list, so
It's a good
gonna
thing, though.
be
It's a
gonna be
good
busy.
thing. It's a good thing.
you have to watch Otaku just for this CD, man.
Yeah, it does look pretty
Uh,
OP. Y'all gotta
and
give Mashal a try just for me one time. You know
oh
what I'm
god,
saying?
CD reminds me of that one. I haven't watched it. Can't even remember the title, but it was kind of going viral on Instagram. It's like a tractor anime or farming anime or something, but everything's like real life except for the
oh it look
characters are
Wait, really?
yeah,
edited in. Yeah, dude, just the clips I saw looked so
it looked
funny.
it looked bad.
Dude, like the Red Bull gives me major like the. Do you guys remember in Bochi, like when she was eating the squid, the Ika senbei?
Yeah,
Like it's
yeah,
real. That's what it looks like.
yeah. The and honestly, the opening for this show has no business being that good, for like a cute show like this. But
Spring had some good openings too, like Hell's Paradise and stuff like that.
hmm
Stuff were bangers, man.
another good quarter of the year to be alive in the anime world.
Yep, excited for the next one. All right, fellas.
Sure.
Peace out.
See ya.
Later.